Coach of the year has to go to Don Staley. When it comes to player of the year, how can it not be all-time leading scorer, Caitlin Clark? Me interacting with fans, whether it's trolls or people that love Ole Miss women's basketball, it has definitely helped with exposure.
That'll do it! Next stop, Seattle. Ole Miss to the Sweet 16.
You just beat the number 1 seed. This is for the people with a dollar and a dream. I'm a little girl from the Bahamas. I wasn't Ole Miss's first choice, but I was the right one.
Let's just talk a little bit about, last season and the historic run that you guys made in the NCAA tournament. Talk about how that feeling was, and then now going into this season with some new faces and how everything has been going for the program.
It was a great feeling. It seems like a year ago, a long time ago, because that's what it's been. It's been a long time. So, it's kind of an afterthought now. But it was a really dope experience and something that will probably go down as one of the coolest things that I've experienced as far as a college coach is concerned. But as far as this year, this team has just been locked in and focused on our journey right now. Currently, we're in third place with 3 more games left. We're trying to finish strong and put ourselves in a position to get a double bye in the SEC tournament and hopefully play well in the SEC tournament and see how we finish up.
Being top 3 has been the highest that the program has been since the 91-92 season. So congratulations again, on that as well.
Thank you.
I just want to talk a little bit about just the fandom in women's basketball. Do you feel like that the fans can sort of help as far as pushing, players being recognized for whether it's defensive player, national player, just putting their names out there so committees can look and see like, okay, let's pay more attention to this player or this team?
I'm not sure. I mean, when it comes to national awards, I never know how it works. It's not like I'm on a committee or anything. So I think players take care of that themselves. And unfortunately, there are players that may get passed on. But at the end of the day, I think women's basketball is in a good place. I think as far as like our sport is concerned, we're getting a lot of notoriety and a lot of viewers. And if we continue to get the exposure that we're currently getting, I think the sky is the limit for our sport.
You are definitely a coach who communicates with, of course, their players, parents, but also fans. You're very
Mhm,
active on social media. Do you,
mhm.
of course, that's you and your personality, period. But do you think being that way is what helps the game grow and the fandom as well?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I mean, it's worked for me, but everyone doesn't have my personality. I think people should come and support our game because winning is important. Um, and I think if people are putting together the right product, I think that people should come out and support it. But I know that that doesn't always happen. And so I try to do my part because I do have a big platform and I try to bring exposure to uh, things that I think are important to about our game. And I know as far as recruiting is concerned and as far as, my team and program is concerned, me interacting with fans, whether it's trolls or people that love Ole Miss women's basketball, it has definitely helped with exposure.
Okay, so let's, with that being said, mention a couple of the nominees. You're not, of course, on any of the board, but if you had your pick of who would be coach of the year and then national player of the year, who to you is the winner?
Well, I'm going to be biased. Coach of the year has to go to Don Staley. She's lost 7 players and they're still kicking everybody's butt. And it's not like she has an old team. It's not like She brought in 5 players from the transfer portal. She's just built a dynasty there. And, I tell her all the time, jokingly, if every time I feel like I should be in the running to get the award, you go and show out. So I'll never get it. um, as far as play of the year, national play of the year, if I'm being biased, then I got to look at Angel Reese in the SEC. If I'm not being biased, then it's Caitlin Clark. I mean, in my opinion, Caitlin Clark has been putting up the numbers. Her presence has been polarizing for her game. It's been the center of discussion, no doubt, but her game has been backing it up too. And how could you not have her in the conversation? I know there's talk about Juju, but Juju probably should be in the running for national freshman of the year. But when it comes to player of the year, how can it not be all-time leading scorer, Caitlin Clark?
The game has certainly been growing. More people are watching, more people are attending games. But what can we do, the media in general do to continue to push that forward?
I think that what you're doing now, just getting different voices in the room. Sometimes you just get 1 or 2 voices in the room, and they can be pushing a particular narrative that fits them. And so that diversifying who you speak to on a continual basis, just getting different thoughts, talking about different players instead of just 1 or 2 players every time. Their ball is all over the place. I think I put out a tweet like, I'm looking at the Naismith Coach of the Year award finalists. Why is there only Power 5 coaches? Like, there are coaches all over the country that are doing a great job, and only one could win, right? So why not give them their flowers too? Like, I just think it's sometimes it gets kind of lazy and predictable, and it's other legitimate coaches. And if we want to continue to grow as a game, we have to give credit where credit is due. We can't always do what we think is the sexy thing to do. Let's highlight all of the good talent and coaches out there.
Of course, we mentioned the national tournament, but like you said, you guys are still trying to make sure you secure your spot in the SEC.
Mhm.
How are you getting your team prepared and helping them stay focused for now and then moving on to the SEC tournament?
Fortunately for us, this is the time of the season where my team definitely understands how important it is to just lock in, believe in, buy in, and be all in on what we're preaching and teaching every single day. And so there's an incredible level of focus right now for everybody that's affiliated with my program. And we are after one thing, and that's to go 1-0 every single game. Usually in February, it gets a little difficult, and you got to push your team over the hump. Um, but now we have 3 games left, and I'm a visual person. So kind of creating those visuals for our team so they can understand that we're close to the end, but we have to chase what we want and finish strong. I think what helps with that too is just getting good character people. No matter what, no matter how hard things get, your character always shows up, right? Um, and so I think my staff has done a great job. We've done a great job of just getting good character people
Mhm.
that we enjoy going through the good and bad with.
Speaking of good character people, a couple of days ago, I also saw a tweet where someone asked you if a couple of your players are eligible to return. Have you heard any rumblings on what they're going to do? Have they talked to you about whether they want to stay or if,
Mhm.
they're going to declare or anything?
Well, Madison and Snutter has an opportunity to come back, along with Kennedy Todd Williams, but Kennedy Todd Williams is not graduating. Madison and Snutter is. Um, and yeah, we have talked. I'm not one to wait. Like, I see a couple people putting it out there like it's not a game for me. Like, this is serious business. And so,
Mhm.
I try to be honest with my players, and I expect the same thing with them. And so, um, but it's 2024, so you know while I may think they're coming back, maybe they see something else that entices them. So I
Yeah,
guess we'll have to wait and see. But most times I know way beforehand. I don't like them to stress, and I don't like to stress.
absolutely. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it, Coach Joe. Is there anything else you like to add? Anything you want to say to fans?
Let's just keep growing the game. Let's just keep, being open about differences and opinions instead of like, I think the women's basketball community is in a good place, but sometimes we could get overly critical and sometimes mean. And I don't see a space for that. Like, if there's a disagreement, that's good because that means that people have different opinions. Let's
Right.
promote that. Let's promote um, people being passionate about their teams, but in a respectful way. And I want to say to anybody that's interested in Ole Miss, the sip is the move, man.
Mhm.